गुड मॉर्निंग एंड वेलकम टू गना शॉट. गना शॉट में आप सबका स्वागत है. Yeah, today we're going to talk about something very nice and interesting. We're going to talk of a lot of garbage which is floating around in the SEO meet. And you see, look at that. Don't miss the dumpster. And so this is the dumpster which the chap Ansri Munir was talking of. And you've seen the garbage collectors. All these three chaps were there in the SEO meet. And of course, two of them were rarely seen. They were seen only in the sidelines. The other chap, the main one, was also on the sidelines. But there's a shift which is happening, apart from the joke of it and all that. I think Pakistan has been virtually humiliated. It's not virtually humiliated, actually humiliated in this SEO meet. Okay? It's been humiliated. Whether it will remain, China will not let it off, its grip. China will keep Pakistan on the hook. Let's not have any doubts about that. But it will be humiliated. And that humiliation was in public. It was internationally humiliated. It is not I who's saying, it's everyone. So let's see what happened and where is Pakistan heading after this humiliation. Right? That's the more important thing as far as I'm concerned. And how do you deal with it ultimately? Because Pakistan is still there. It's still a problem for us. And we can't ignore it. We shouldn't ignore it. If there's a war going to happen in the near future or in the distant future, it might or might not happen with China. But with Pakistan, it's almost certain. I mean, it's a matter of time. Right? And so now you've seen this great dumpster. Yeah, inka dumpster. That's why I put this arrow. Don't miss that dumpster. Okay. And with this dumpster, they'll catch the Mercedes. So I leave it to your imagination. But most importantly, how was Pakistan viewed and treated in SEO? Now, this is Dr. John Helmer. He is from Moscow. He's a Moscow-based analyst. He's written a whole lot of books in Russian and German. And, just hear what he said about Pakistan. And then from there, you'll get an idea as to where Pakistan stands internationally.
The SCO is a major rebuff to President Trump, although he has tried to play that top down. Second, in the finer detail, you can see that the three Trump representatives, if you like, some people might call them the three Trump stooges.
So, he's going to talk about three Trump stooges. Who are the three stooges?
At the SCO in Tianjin were Shehbaz Sharif of Pakistan, Nikol Pashinyan of Armenia, and in fact Recep Tayyip Erdogan of Turkey. The SCO is a major rebuff.
So the three stooges of Trump, as per the way Moscow is looking at it, is Pakistan, Azerbaijan, and Turkey. So Shehbaz Sharif is the first stooge. Because we'll today talk only of Shehbaz Sharif and Pakistan. But don't miss the story. Don't miss the byline or the major issue that Azerbaijan, Turkey, and Pakistan are the three stooges of Trump. Okay. Yeah.
To President Trump, although he has tried to play that top down. Second, in the finer detail, you can see that the three Trump representatives, if you like, some people might call them the three Trump stooges at the SCO in Tianjin, were Shehbaz Sharif of Pakistan, Nikol Pashinyan of Armenia, and in fact Recep Tayyip Erdogan of Turkey. when you look carefully at what they said and didn't tried to do and what they failed to do, you can see a significant failure on the part of these individuals. For example, everyone in India has seen the viral video clip of Prime Minister Sharif chasing after President Putin in an attempt to shake his hand. What you can't see because there's no viral video was the extent to which he was ignored. And that's a very significant signal of a Chinese type that that Pakistan and its representative there, and General Munir, who wasn't there, or Marshal Munir, who wasn't there, that the Chinese now regard Pakistan as having switched strategically. But you'll be able to say much more about that than me now.
So what is it? I mean, internationally, it's now being considered that Pakistan was ignored, and China considers Pakistan has switched sides. And everyone is talking of the humiliation meted out to Shahbaz Sharif as he went running to meet Putin. But more interestingly, I'll show you that video. More interestingly, what I'd like to note is, you all to notice that Xi Jinping completely ignored him. Xi Jinping didn't even turn back to look at Shahbaz Sharif. Now look at that. This is it. Okay, this is from this thing. I filched this. That's okay. Have a look at this video. So if you look at this, you know, Shahbaz Sharif, while Shahbaz Sharif was looking, he was eager to go forward and all that. Putin turned back and shook his hands. Xi Jinping completely ignored him. And that is horrible. Okay. It's not only this. Then I will show you. I'll show you. Yeah. Now look at this. He was just standing there on the sidelines. As if he was, just like that. He was as if a waiter in that whole story. When Mr. Putin and our Prime Minister were, going, he completely ignored. So the three big players in SCO, India, Russia and China, all three ignored him completely. Completely. Not only they ignored him, even the West ignored them. In the entire commentary of the SCO meet, the reset, all that, what did Americans talk of? They spoke of Prime Minister Modi and they were alarmed at India switching to China. Oh, Pakistan, though, no one spoke. Okay, that's the thing. Right. Now let's go ahead. Let's see that and then we'll come to that thing. Then, of course, this man went and spoke to Putin. So what did he speak? This is also a thing. Yeah, dekho.
I know, and I must say that we respect your relation with India. That's perfectly fine. But we also want to build very strong relations. And these relations will be supplementary and complementary.
You look at Putin's face in this. He says, I want to build relations with you. We'll be supplementary and complementary. We respect your thing. He's actually amused. He's actually amused. Right? I'll play it again so that you get to know. See this.
No, and I must say that we respect your...
See it fully.
I know, and I must say that we respect your relation with India. That's perfectly fine. But we also want to build very strong relations.
See, in this, he's absolutely amused, Putin.
And these relations will be supplementary and complementary for the good and for the progress. I know, and I must say, these relations will be supplementary and complementary for the good and for the progress and prosperity of the region. In that, I find in you a very dynamic leader, and I want to assure you I'd like to work with you very closely.
So he is absolutely licking Putin. कि भाई मेरे को ले लो साथ साथ. Oh, Joe, what do you want to do with India? I have no problem, but please take me as your friend. And Putin said, yeah, very nice and all that. And unfortunately, I not got that clip. Putin said, look, unfortunately, our trade has gone down. We'll see how to think. So actually, no one's bothered about him. And then, he took this. Look at this tweet. What does this tweet say? This is actually a clip. This is a clip. I couldn't download that clip, but have a look at what the tweet says. That is interesting. He says the internet is buzzing with the news that Xi Jinping, Putin, and Kim Jong Un treat other world-like leaders like invisible air, acting as if no one exists. Especially the Pakistan Prime Minister, who looks completely like an extra and is deliberately keeping his distance from the big three. And this is put. Now the interesting thing is, from where this has come, this is a translation of a Chinese tweet. This original tweet is in Chinese. And not from India, not from anyone. I had to translate it and show it to you. So, Pakistani chap is like invisible air. So, Pakistan now is actually been put in place completely. Not only by the Western media, this is Chinese media. I've shown you Russian media. I've not shown you Indian media. Okay. What did Pakistan get out of it except, being told or being ignored? Nothing. Zero. And of course, here it is. This is when, he met Recep Tayyip, not the Prime Minister of Iran. So he goes and meets, and this is of course Shahbaz Sharif, and this is Mr. Munir. Look at this also. So, and this is the first time I came to know that this chap had gone to meet Munir. Why did Munir go? No one else took his chief of army staff along with them. Right? Except Shahbaz Sharif. Or rather, no chief of army staff took a prime minister along. So this chap was sitting behind and ensuring Shahbaz Sharif spoke what he wanted him to speak. Or to keep a track that Shahbaz Sharif doesn't speak anything wrong about Asim Munir in an international forum and create a problem for him. He's sitting there and watching. And I'm sure everyone, he would have whatever, there must be some secret signal between the two of them. Okay, ye main bolunga to you sar hila. If I say something else and you don't like it, do something like that. Something must have been there, and that's how this chap kept looking at him and speaking. Okay, see, he's all looking continuously. He's keeping looking towards this Asim Munir before he speaks. It's an international spectacle of these jokers. I don't know how and you see Pakistani websites, and their Twitter handles and all. They'll say, oh, Pakistan made a strong statement in SEO meet. Pakistan, Keel Gardia type. This is it. Okay, and then of course this picture. This is again a very viral picture today. You don't see Shahbaz Sharif anywhere in this picture. अब मासिम मुनीर तो बहुत दूर की बात है. He is not even called. Zero. I don't know whether he was there or not also. And then, of course, finally they got, all three of them went and posed with Xi Jinping. But what did they get out of Xi Jinping? Zero. There's no joint statement, nothing. Right? Now, the outcome of this is what? This. China has exited from Pakistan's 60 billion economic corridor project, and Islamabad had to turn to ADB for funding. So, what is the story all about? This is it. Pakistan has this railway network, and they wanted to make this upgrade this ML1, mainline 1, and this mainline 1 starts from Karachi, goes all the way to Islamabad, and supposed to go to Peshawar. They wanted to modernize this, do whatever they wanted to do. So this was part of the CPC. This was supposed to be the one of the prime projects of CPEC, which China was hesitant to fund for a long time. They've been pressing Pakistanis. Fund kar do, fund kar do. And this overall outlay is about $6.8 billion. Okay. China has said, I will not give you money for it. Why? Already they put $20 billion, which they're not getting any money out. All the individual power producers of the thermal plants which China has put in Pakistan, they're not being repaid back. Not only that, that power is also not being sold. No one is buying that power. I mean, it's a very funny thing which has happened in China. And good for Chinese also, not in China. Funny thing which has happened in Pakistan, it's a good lesson for Chinese also. See, 6-7 years back, when this CPC started, Pakistan had a great deficiency in power supply. Okay. So, a major part of the CPEC was thermal power projects, so that they'll become, surplus in energy. And out of the first, this $20 billion investment into, thermal plants, I think about $10 to $12 billion went into only these thermal plants to produce power. And these thermal plants had to get coal not from Tarparkar, which is there in Pakistan, but they had to get from Indonesia. Very funny. Okay. Or ultimately, the coal was to be based in from Xinjiang, because there's a lot of coal reserve of China which is untapped. So all these thermal plants are meant for that coal. So actually, China wanted to screw them. That's the whole story. But China didn't know what they were getting into. Now the power plant started. When the power plant started, they realized they don't have feeder lines. See, you can produce power, but it has to be carried. They don't have feeder lines. That was not planned only. That's the first part. The second part is this solar. China started exporting solar panels. That was their high-tech thing. New technology, all that new type of production and all. So China started exporting solar panels. So the solar panels they exported to Pakistan. Individually, people in Pakistan bought. And there was some kind of a solar revolution in Pakistan. So everyone in the house started putting solar panels up. So when they put the solar panels up, they didn't want to take electricity from these individual power producers. So on one hand, China made thermal power plants, and the other hand, China sold solar panels to Pakistan. As a result, Pakistan is now surplus of power, and the power which is being supplied by the thermal plants is not going anywhere. It's there. As a result, they are packing up, and the power which they are producing, no one pays them for it. So Pakistan has actually owes these power producers to the tune of $1.5 billion. This is a huge story of its own kind. It's a huge joke. This is Pakistan for us. Now that this power plant and power capacity is there, they want to use it for this bitcoins. The Bitcoin story is about also using. So what is finally China going to do? The Chinese produced power plants are going to give power for Bitcoin job, and Trump is going to become rich. This is the biggest joke of the century here. Anyway, that is what it is. Let's get back to this ML1. So they said, no, we'll not give you money. We've put enough money. We don't have money. Of course, China doesn't have enough money left also at this point of time. For the simple reason, they have stopped all their BRI activities and all the CPCs are wound down. It actually says this is the capping of the CPEC. This is an important development. So they forced Pakistan to go to the ADB. The Pakistanis went to the ADB. ADB said, no, no, we are not going to give you 6.7 billion all in one go. We'll give you about 2 billion. We'll sanction you 2 billion. Then in principle sanction. And we'll give you only money for the thing from Karachi to Rohri. If this succeeds, then we'll give you money more. Hello? We'll give you money more. Otherwise, we will not, give you any money. And that too, now they will be by proper oversight. ADB is, incidentally, for those of you who don't know, the Asian Development Bank is headquarters in Manila. It's not in China. Okay, China has a lot of stake in it, but so has everyone else. So if you're taking loan from the Asian Development Bank, one of the things is you have to repay. They look at the repayment terms first. And the second is, how is this whole story going to come about? So there'll be oversight, monitoring, proper tendering. It will not be any more one-to-one hidden thing between China and Pakistan, where Pakistanis make money, generals make money, all that nonsense. No overpricing. It will be proper tendering. Now the Pakistanis are in a fix. So this might not go through also, because Pakistan doesn't know how to do fair tendering. Everyone wants money out of it. All the CPEC is what? Why has CPEC failed? Basically because Pakistanis made money and this army made money. Right? So that's how it is. Okay. Now, after that, the Pakistanis and the Chinese had a sitting. They spoke. So what was the terms and conditions of this speech? This is it. Xi Jinping sat with this fellow, Shahbaz Sharif. Okay. In what are the key points? China said, okay, we'll work with you. There's no problem. We will upgrade, that normal talk. We will do everything for you, all that. But the main thing is you have to ensure safety of Chinese nationals there. We know in the past 4-5 years, about 20-30 Chinese nationals have been finished off. Then, of course, the hidden subtext is you guys have switched to USA. Go and ask them. Don't ask them for money. Why are you asking us? Pakistan went and said, no, don't worry. Your global initiative is great. We'll support it. And, everything, one China, we will say, bhai, hum to, kuch to de do yaar hame. We will support whatever you say. The Chinese have given them a tight kick and sent them away. Now, let's look at what happened with USA. Around when Opsindur took place, everyone thought, no, USA will give them this, USA will give them that, China will give them J-35s and all. They're not given them a railway track also, forget about J-35. So what is USA given them? USA has also given them nothing. The only money which USA has given them is about $300 million for the F-16 maintenance. And that too with strictures. And they must be giving them some money to rebuild whatever was destroyed in the Noor Khan Air Base. So actually today, Pakistan is like a dobi ka kutta. Na gar ka, na ghat ka. Okay. But knowing Pakistan, they will get around these fellows. This is temporary. But at this point of time, Pakistan is down and out. And we should keep them there. Right. Does it end there? No. There's floods. We know there's floods in Punjab, huge floods in Punjab. Even Delhi was almost under threat of Yamuna River rising. Only today the reports are coming that the levels in Yamuna River are going down. Right? There are huge floods. UN has also come out. Floods which, they have not seen for such a long time. Till yesterday, Punjab was flooded in Pakistan. They have not seen floods in Punjab so far the way they were here. Now, from here onwards, from today, tomorrow onwards, Sindh will be also flooded. Where does that leave Pakistan? Here is a country of 250 million people who doesn't have money, being flooded out. Whatever you call it, climate change, weaponization of water, everything, that's a different story. But it is flooded out. It's still merely spending 14% of its GDP on defense. So what does this country deserve then? A kick. And we don't have to give a kick. Internationally, people are giving them a kick. This is the extent of flood. See the extent of floods here. Have a look at it a little better. See the extent. We also flooded. We also have problem. But our state has got the capacity to handle it. We'll handle it. But you see here, this is day before yesterday's photograph. I'm sure if you take this tomorrow or day after, this entire area which is here will be also in red and flooded. So they're going to be in a miserable shape, Pakistan. Let's not have any doubt. And then in all this joker, okay, Khwaja Asif, Pakistan Defense Minister. What does he say? He says, "Itna rain aa raha hai, itna flood aa raha hai. Everyone should store water in their house." He says this is a blessing. What kind of a chap this fellow is? They should store water in tubs and buckets at home instead of protesting. Yeah, what of poor people will have tubs? Poor people will have buckets. What will that bucket last for one day? What kind of people, what kind of ministers they have? Okay. Right. If this, all this is outside international flood, now Pakistan is now getting into another problem. It's a resurfacing. When things go normal in Pakistan, these things come up. This is it. Now who is he? He's a justice of the Supreme Court of Pakistan, Atar Minwala. He says there's a talk of hybrid system. And he says the talk of hybrid system is admission of dictatorship. You see, why I brought this for everyone's this thing. This came yesterday in dawn. Why I have brought this up for everyone to understand is, Pakistan is a funny country. We know that. There's a triumvirate. There's the politicians, the army, and the justice system, or the Supreme Court. Now, if these three align themselves in a particular manner, any two align themselves together, they defeat the third. If the Pakistani, Supreme Court and the Chief Justices and the judges and Pakistani politicians get together, they throw the army out. That's what happened when Musharraf was thrown out by the judges, revolt and all that. And normally, whenever a coup takes place or a hybrid system is functioning, the army ensures that the Supreme Court is with them and the judiciary is with them. To the extent, earlier this year in March, they amended the constitution. Not in March, I think it was last year end. Yeah, last year. Not this year, last year. They amended the constitution so that the judges cannot hear, normal judges of Supreme Court cannot hear any petition on the constitution, rule, hybrid rule, all that. So they've made a constitutional bench. And that constitutional bench is someone whom they had to appoint. So that fellow will be under the thumb of the government. And the government is under the thumb of the army. So, but now people are talking of the hybrid government and dictatorship and all that. So things are going bad. Will it go back to a bad shape like it was 1 year back, 2 years back? We'll see. But we have to keep monitoring this. At this point of time, I don't think, because Munir has got his hands very tight on everything. But the best of dictators faced with this kind of a situation, we don't know what's going to happen in Pakistan. And especially considering the fact that, okay, so this is what Minwala said. We must understand what he said. So let me make it a little bigger for all of you so that you can make out. Okay, what did he say? The veteran judge, while speaking in Karachi, also dwelt on the role of senior judiciary, which has played a part in the country's history by endorsing unconstitutional moves of strongmen. Now people are talking openly there. Putting it bluntly, he said, the 77-year judicial history is not a matter of pride for me. While giving examples of Maulvi Tamizuddin case as well as Zulfikar Ali Bhutto's trial and General Musharraf's assault on the constitutional order, to prove how at crucial times their lordships have sided with authoritarian rulers to subvert the rule of law. Mr. Minalla praised the bravery of judges who refuse to bow before dictators. This fellow is supposed to be very straight and blunt. Now he started speaking. Pakistan's damaging experiments with different forms of hybridity from earlier decade to the present day have only weakened institutions, particularly parliament and the judiciary. And rarely have proponents of the hybrid system been held to account for their failures. The actual powers wash their hands of mistakes while their civilian partners face the music. There's nothing new in what he's saying. But the fact is, this is now again coming out. So where is this going? Right? Now all this is being compounded by this cartoon. This is today's cartoon. In fact, sorry, not today's cartoon. I picked this cartoon today, but this is of 3rd September. July, this is the amount of terrorism or militancy, call it what you want in Pakistan. Today it is so. It's doubled. So the situation in KPK and Balochistan is worsening. There's a flood happening there. There's some discontent in the judiciary. And Pakistan is being sidelined at the international level. Now, what's happening there? It's a heady cocktail. Will something happen in Pakistan? I don't know at this point of time because Asim Munir, in my opinion, still Asim Munir has a good grip of the situation. But if things go bad, he might lose that grip. So let's see where it goes. I just thought I'll put all this out because we should never ever take our eyes off Pakistan. Okay. Also, at this point of time, I want to put across something else. And that something else is all of us feel that we should go to war with Pakistan and sort them out militarily. That's the biggest mistake we have done so far. The biggest mistake India has done against Pakistan is getting into war with it regularly. Because with every war, who has become stronger? The military has become stronger. That's the paradox of Pakistan. The military gains political strength with every defeat. Defeating Pakistan is not defeating Pakistan army militarily. It is defeating them politically. We defeated Pakistan army in Op Sindoor militarily. Unfortunately, they won politically. Not against us, they won for themselves. This is the thing. The army feeds on defeat. The Pakistan army grows through defeat. The Pakistan army becomes stronger through every military defeat. So the moot question is, should we go in for the next conflict or use other methods to politically defeat the Pakistan army? And I think the situation is slowly getting ripe for that to happen. Can we grasp that moment is a issue which we have to debate. Okay, with this, thanks a lot. This is a short presentation. In the evening, I'll continue with this thing about the thaw with China. Is that a thaw or a fake thaw? And what are the border issues? Yesterday, I gave this presentation to all of you about the India-China border. What are the understanding that border? Now we'll understand the issues of the border in the evening. If you like this video, press the like button and share it with all your friends. Khas karke share it with your Pakistani friends. One. Number two, please see the video I put out yesterday on understanding the India-China border. And I'll we'll take that further today evening. Till then, have a great day and enjoy yourselves. I'll take some questions. Yeah, salute, sir. American C-17 or some military cargo landed in Nurkan. Your views? Yeah, they must be rebuilding that base, that command post. As simple as that. I mean, it isn't very great. Yeah. Now, what he says, the photo you have designated for this session beautifully showcases the three distinguished operators of the park dump truck, Safai Karmcharis. I agree with you. That's why I picked it up. It's Sundaram, Ram, Ladybird Haru, thanks a lot. Mrs. Claire, thanks a lot. And Prasad, also, good morning. Yeah, loved border episode primer of last night. Much needed to understand our territorial history. We forgot even a Mahabharata is a treatise on land dispute. Yes, I agree with you. Right. Of course, we'll follow it up today evening with Chinese views and do we have a thaw at all with China? Yeah, Pakistan is not worthy of being a dumpster. At least a dumpster has a purpose. Oh, they're part of the garbage, actually. Yeah, Vasu, long time. Good morning. Um, Amazing thumbnail. Thanks a lot, Ajay. Right? Three stooges, Erdogan, Sharif, and Armenia. Hilarious symbolism. Incidentally, all these stooges harbor the reviving caliphate. It's all beefoof here. Yeah. Dr. Helmer has referred to Armenia or armament, not Armenia, it is Azerbaijan. But he referred to, Armenia in a different manner. Yeah. Yeah, supplementary, complimentary feels like a cup of coffee after breakfast. Beggar of PM of, yeah, I agree with you. Pinaka is one of Lieutenant General Shankar's babies, also another clash of civilizational, ideological conflict zone, political Islam versus Christianity. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Munir wearing suits, not his uniform and regalia. They knew he was going to look like a joke, hence the toned down appearance. Yes. See, no one gave him bow. There's a picture where he appeared in a suit in his military uniform for the parade. Okay, but no one bothered about him. Pakistan is the first country which takes the chief of staff along with it in military multilateral summit. I look at it the other way around. Pakistan is the first country where the chief of staff took the prime minister to the summit. Yeah. Strong statement was made by India when PM of India raised the notion of hosting peace talks between Putin and Zelensky in Bharat, perhaps post BRICS meet. Let's see how it goes. You actually hit upon a very important point, Ashok. I must explain it. You see, the Russia-Ukraine war has come to a place where Trump has failed. Okay, to finish it. Talks ahead. Europe and Russia are at loggerheads with each other. Turkey tried to mediate, it failed. Just before the SCO meet, the Zelensky spoke to Mr. Modi, and Mr. Modi then must have spoken to Putin. So maybe in around December, when Mr. Putin comes, we'll see something happening. Until then, some workup will take place. And if that happens, then boy, you're in a different world altogether. You're in a different pedestal altogether. Just finished watching Thomas Friedman on the Urza Clean show. I think it was the most informative show I have seen on US-China equation. A must-watch for geopolitical watchers. Yeah, he's good, but I find that he's too pessimistic about USA. Thomas Friedman these days. Murir had lunch with Trump, and just 2 days later, Iran was bombed. Must have been quite a conversation with Iran's PM and Sharif. Yes, I agree with you. Okay. Pakistan has only one double line under CPC, yes. Or they've wasted their talent actually. See, look at it from Pakistan. Look at Pakistan from a different angle. The people of Pakistan are no different from people in India. They're the same stock, same thinking, everything. There are a lot of talent out there. But over periods of years, that talent has turned into something inward looking and radicalized and all that. Now they're a danger to themselves. They'll never progress. They can only regress from here. Yeah. Even many Pak channels are making fun of him. One guy came out in Republic TV to humiliate his own PM. Possible. Actually, the guy who's to be humiliated is their army chief. We should not behave like cheerleaders when most people here do. Get different opinions on the show if this channel wants to have serious discussion. Yeah, we are having. I get. We have a discussion. Look, let me be very clear, VS. I have no problem with different way of thinking. But definitely, I wouldn't entertain people who are abusive, who speak anti-India. Within that, a difference of opinion is okay. I have no problem. I don't like people who abuse me or anyone for that matter. Abusing me is the last of the thing. I don't like people who abuse audiences who come here. I don't like people who abuse India. Right? That's to me most important. Or my government, including my prime minister. I mean, I'm being open about it. I don't vote for any particular party. But whoever has voted a particular party into power, we need to respect them. And the government to that extent deserves our respect. This is our government, whether I voted for it or not. So I don't like anyone pointing fingers at the government of India in a derogatory manner. Yeah, the criticism is fine. You didn't do that, you didn't do that, you should have done that. That's a matter of time. I assimilate all that. But abuse, no. Derogatory remarks, no. Yeah, just searched in the 15th April show titled Why Trump Could. Yeah, fine, that's okay. Yeah, Ramki, good morning. Nice to see you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, dumpster truck is on fire and flooded at the same time. Yeah. So, what is the farce being spread by US CENTCOM? Do they think they can get away by doing farce of DM flood off? We'll see how the things, open out. I don't think anything is lost to us. We have to keep track. I think at this point of time, what we have to do is write our relationship with USA because there's a lot at stake. A relationship. I'm not saying partnership. Partnership बहुत दूर है USA के साथ. But we have to balance our relationship or rebalance our relationship with USA. We'll see how it goes. I'm not worried about the military part of it because India was never too involved with the CENTCOM of USA. We were more involved with the PACOM, Pacific Command. Yeah, India holds around 6%. Yeah, that's what all Asian countries. Yeah, this is not relief material. I told you this must be for building up that center again. I thought Armenia was tilted towards India. Yes, well, that's an international view. How can you stop him from having that international view? International view is international view. We might be okay with Pashtuniya. That's okay. Or Armenia. Yeah, one thing is clear. We have had a pretty easy ride so far competing with the laggards. From here on, the growth will be uphill. We are competing with the best US and China. I have a different view, BS, on this. It's not going to be uphill. The growth will be uphill for US and China. And both of them need you. If they need you and they use you, you have to grow. If your growth is uphill, their growth will go down. And more than US, it's China. This is at stake. Because they don't have consumption left. That's the problem with them. They're producing without consumption. And what do you do with all the technology which you developed, which is also flaky? There's a problem there, right? That's why I said our growth is unstoppable. You might agree with it, not agree with it. Our growth is unstoppable. How will China get back the $60 billion loan they gave to Pakistan? Firstly, they have not given 60 billion, it's only 20 billion. And they're not going to get it back. China has to understand that. The only way they're going to get it back is with Godar. Godar will be given to them free of cost, finally. Okay. Yeah. Helmer mentioned Armenia, not Azerbaijan, as the third. I was surprised. Well, that's his view. I'm not going to. That's his view. Okay. So I'm laughing so hard at the title of the video. It's so funny. Thank you. Good. Pakistan has only 3 dams. How will they stop so much water? They can't. There's no way. Simran, long time. Hello, how are you? Right. Asim Munir's wife has secured visa in US. Yeah, that's also there. That will also come up. You see, I didn't put that picture up because I was not sure whether that is information or misinformation. For some time, I thought I must put that up, but then it didn't fit into our scheme of things. Please don't praise Atar Minallah, an opportunist and a pro-Imran judge. Fact, he was a minister in motion. Look, Rajesh, I am not saying whether he is good, bad, or ugly. I am saying his reputation within Pakistan that there is a blunt and a straight speaker. That's the first part. The second part of the story is judiciary. The way judiciary plays in Pakistan will dictate the outcomes of Pakistan. None of the guys in Pakistan are my friends. I am giving you the history. And when a judiciary starts speaking like this, there's something we have to understand is happening. Yeah, we never defeated Pakistan army. We smashed Rawalpindi. Islamic regime doesn't believe in them. See, Kiran, again, this is the way normal people think. Op Sindoor was ultimately a defeat for the Pakistan army, the way it happened. Let's have no doubt. But let's also not have any doubt, having dealt, whether we smashed Rawalpindi or defeated Pakistan army, call it what you want. Okay. They have become stronger. This is the paradox which we have to understand. Yeah, New York Times has left leanings but not communist. I agree with you. In fact, their analysis is some of the best. The best analysis you get out of New York Times. If you can look past that, the left-leaning ideology and get to the center. Oh, we are laughing. Glenn says he's a fan of your mustache. Thanks a lot. Okay, Mobo Menace, thanks a lot for your analysis. Why don't you promote theory of West Bangladesh, United Bangladesh, rather than saying Pakistan? Well, it's not Bangladesh. They're not Bengalis. See, please understand, Sachin. They're not Bengalis. They're Pakistanis. They're Punjabis. They're Sindhis, they're Pakhtuns and Baluch people. Good morning, General. Thanks a lot for the morning session. Yesterday evening session, understanding India China border was fantastic. Yeah, I know it was fantastic, but unfortunately, not many people are seeing it. I mean, I don't know why people are just not seeing it. I thought for the depth and the importance of that border topic, a lot of people should see and understand the border, which they are not seeing. But anyway, that's okay. That doesn't matter me, it doesn't. I'm sure you will slowly spread this around, and you'll refer this video to everyone. Okay, we'll continue with it today. Trump said he solved Armenia and Azerbaijan war, so all good. No, no, it's not. Yeah, yesterday your discussion was a delight. We'll continue with it today. So there was a report where it said Pahalgam also footprints of USA. I don't think so. I mean, we shouldn't fall for these things. Pahalgam was planned by Asim Munir. Now you see the sequence of events. That speech which he gave to non-resident Pakistanis. Then this whole thing happened. Then becoming a field marshal. It's all planned, pre-planned. Yeah, you should make your red lines clear, but you should actively get people who have opposite views. Yeah, I'm not stopping. Please. Pak gave rude surprise to China and pivot towards US and showing it plans to play US and China off each other, each seeking to escape paying debts off for Chinese projects. Why will China? China will not trust them, and this is Pakistan's great game. They are very good at it. Now, actually, in a way, Chinese have got caught in Pakistan. They can't get out. They'll not get repaid. They're not moving forward. And USA has come back. Yeah, you mentioned every defeat ends up helping the Pakistan army and alternate measures are more desirable. If Baluch and Pashtun continue to make progress, won't it mean our intervention like 71? We don't have to intervene. That's my view. We don't have to intervene. And the problem with Pashtunistan and Baluchistan both are politically they are not feasible because there's not enough population there. But they will keep Pakistan in a state of being a jelly state. Anything west of Indus, Pakistan has no control. It is in our interest to ensure that Pakistan continuously looks that side. And it keeps getting sucked out till there's a collapse internally. That's the way to go forward. The collapse will happen. You have to be patient about it. The collapse will happen due to the people of Pakistan. Can you engineer that? Is the $1 million question. Or will it auto-engineer? Is the $1 million question. Fighting with them is not the way. Because the day you fire a missile at them, or a gun at them, or a rifle at them, it doesn't matter what. The people of Pakistan unite behind the army. And then politically they grow up. You should let them disintegrate. Is it possible for China and US team up and squeeze India and Russia? Yes, it's a possibility. That's what the G2 is all about. If tomorrow Trump goes and does a G2 with China, this is the possibility you're talking of. Yeah, most of the foreign publications are biased against India and have vested interests. New York Times and other news are not newspapers in sense of reporting. Publications are propaganda. See, that's one way of looking at it, but the fundamental fact is right. Most of the Western publications are biased against India for many reasons. This is historic. They don't like a country like India growing. They don't like a country like India which has rejected their narratives from so long. So you'll have to have this problem. Okay, you'll have to face this problem. Whether it is, you see in American news, whether it's left of center or right of center, both at one point of time they converge. They say India is growing, but they don't like it. Yeah, China has a vice-like hold on manufacturing. US a vice-like hold on finance. This is a deliberate strategy. We think only by we rise by manufacturing, it's going to happen. Not going to happen. I agree with you. And we cannot match China in manufacturing. We cannot match USA in manufacturing, in finance. But you can do a in between, and that is where we will be successful. You have to increase your manufacturing from what it is today by about 10%, and you'll see the thing changing. And eventually go up to 25%. That's it. That's my way of looking at it. You shouldn't over manufacture, because over manufacturing in India will lead to ecological problems in India and environmental issues for India. Because we cannot enforce environmental regulations in India. So we shouldn't over manufacture. We should manufacture a little more so that we are self-sufficient, and then use services where we are very good. Can you do a session what the future defense budget should look like? Yeah, sure. Why not? Let it come. Let the time come. Can we say now that Trump's anti-India Pak hyphenation has been reversed? I don't think so far. Let's wait. Just let's wait. Let's not jump to conclusions. Why Muslims act radical in India? They smashed Ashoka's emblem. That's only a section. Okay, up there. You must understand, Kashmir is still got a lot of people who have their different views, who have anti-India views, who have pro-Pakistan views. So expect such reactions, and don't get, don't react too much to it. See, one of the problems with media is that today, through media, everyone knows what's happening immediately. As a result, the reactions are too fast. As a result, you go do wrong actions. In the olden days, when such a thing happened, no one knew about it. Things died down. Okay, things died down. And you could move ahead and resolve it. Today, this is the thing. One shouldn't react to all this. That's the way I look at it. And I'll give you an anecdote. It was in 2013. Yeah, 13. I was in Bombay. So we had a seashore, Ami, in Colaba. And there was a nice club out there. So I said, okay, make that club where people can sit on the seashore and have the dinner and all that. Everyone can go. And it was a very popular site. So I was making a few amendments out there. So there was some around that area there were mangroves also. So one guy took a picture that army is destroying mangroves. I mean, why he took that picture, I don't know. But he took a picture and and actually we were not doing it. We were not touching. In fact, my instructions were don't touch the mangroves. Whatever you do, don't touch the mangroves. And our chaps stuck to it because the GOC of the area, I was the biggest guy there. Saying this, people had to follow it. There's no choice. Yet, some joker took a picture and sent it to Times of India. Times of India. The next day, in Times of India, it was on the front page. Army spoiling mangroves. So all my staff came running to me. Sir, ये picture आ गया, sir. Times of India. I said, in which edition is this? This is in Bombay edition. I said, okay, just leave that picture and go. He says, so we should give a rebuttal and all. I said, don't do anything. Just be patient. We have to give a rebuttal, we'll do tomorrow. No, sir, I'll speak to Delhi, sir. I'll speak to ADGPI, sir. And I said, don't do anything. I said, go onto the net and see the Times of India versions all over. Is this picture anywhere else? They said, no, sir. There's nowhere else this picture. I said, okay. Is this there in any other newspaper? No, sir. I said, okay, give it 24 hours. We'll see. If 24 hours later something else happens, then we'll talk. Otherwise, don't talk. But 24 hours later, nothing happened. 36 hours later, nothing happened. 72 hours later, nothing happened. And end of matter. Much later, that officer came back to me, my staff officer, sir, you're right. One has to have patience. So same way, patience. New York Times wrote that we did minimal damage. Yeah, that's okay. Look, I'm not saying New York Times is God's gospel. They do good analysis. Take that analysis for what it's worth. Yeah, yesterday session was amazing. Yeah, please share it. Any comments in India's efforts to demoralize these fake and radical Islamic nations? Any counteraction from India, please? See, we are not doing enough. I'll be very honest with you. We are not doing enough. We need to have a proper information strategy, which we don't have. That I have spoken. Our strategic communication is poor. Chinese are clear about their civilization and leverage to influence Asian countries. Meanwhile, our bureaucracy clowns around with secular. I don't think you're right. Because our heritage, civilization, and influence has its, effect. You don't see. I find a lot of people want India to behave like Chinese. If India and Indians have to behave like Chinese, what's the difference between us and the Chinese? You curse them for their behavior. Everyone will curse you for your behavior. If Trump pivots back to home region to consolidate control, then what happens to Brazil, Lula, whatever? We'll see. We don't know what will happen now. Since we are aiming for a UNSC seat, shouldn't we start inventing more in post-projection platforms? I agree with you. But that is something which is a function of how much we can afford. See, people must understand we might be a big economy. We might be the third largest, fourth largest, fifth largest economy, but our people are poor. Remember that. Any possibility of doing a show with KJS Dillon on Gunner Shot? I can. I have no problem. Let me speak to Tiny. I know him well. Yeah, Three Stooges. Yeah. Why is the Middle East so silent on all current events? Your thoughts? Yeah, Middle East is silent because of 2, 3 reasons. One is if they start talking and there's a countercurrent which flow in there, all these monarchies will lose relevance and they might lose their thing. They're worried. Okay. Secondly, they are very happy that Iran has been brought to, put down. When Iran is put down, all the Middle East monarchies get wind. They're all Sunnis after all. Okay. And then they get the protection of USA. And they're giving protection money to USA in the Middle East. That's one way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it is the Middle East knows that their oil reserves are finite. And one day they might not have it. And they have to diversify. And they're diversifying. If they're diversifying, they need the world. So that's how it is. Should India ally with Iran and Turkey? Turkey out of question, but Iran we have to make good friends, and we are making. There's no doubt. Okay, Turkey we can't. Turkey has traditionally helped Pakistan and been anti-India. Okay, so don't change. Iran, no. Iran we need. Okay. Again, no, sir. Nobody wants India to behave like Chinese, but they want government to take ownership of India's heritage. It does not take ownership. I don't think you're right. I think our first and foremost secularism is part of your constitution, whether you like it or not. Because I find that you don't like this word secularism. It's part of our constitution. For me, it is my creed. Being in the army. Okay, there's no question of not being secular. I am very open about it. Anyone in the army is completely secular. He'll be lying if he says, I have not been secular. Or he's a poor officer or a poor army man. Or the armed forces chap. So secularism is our DNA. And we have to own it. And that is part of our many things, But at the same time, we do project our heritage. India does that, and its culture and its civilization. We are proud of our religions, and we are proud of our religions which we have sent out. I mean, it's something which people have to understand. Those who think mono-iconically, there's a problem. Okay, so I think we've done for the day. We're now getting into things which are not really connected to the topic and diverting ourselves away. So wait till evening, we'll talk of the India-China border. Till then, have a great day and Jai Hind to all of you.